I got a schedule. I schedule myself so I keep busy. I do a lot of writing, number one. But anyhow, 8 to 10, I do some writing. At 10 o'clock, I look at the game shows, which it's good for the mind. It shows you how dumb you are or how smart you are. It helps the mind. It keeps you a little sharp. Then at 12, I have lunch, and then at 1 o'clock, I see what movie. So from 1 to 3, I see another movie. And then at 4 o'clock, I listen to the president's, briefing. And then at 6, I eat. And then at 7, I see another movie. So I've seen more movies here than ever. But anyhow, that's my schedule. And I do it every day. And in the afternoon, I do go out for a half hour and for sunshine. And I also go on the treadmill 15 minutes after each meal. We have a treadmill right outside my door. We have an atrium, which some hotels have, all enclosed with a skylight and so forth. So it's very, very nice place with a putting green right outside my door. So the atrium is 150, maybe 125 feet square, and has all the activities there. So it's really, really a nice place. I couldn't have picked a better place, and we're pretty safe here. Right now, they're serving our meals right to our door, even though we have a dining room in the middle of the building. Very safe. But every meal is delivered right to our door, and then they're taking our temperature twice a day. And if you leave the area, when you come back, you have to go 14 days quarantine. So nobody has left. I've been in here for 5 weeks. I stayed in my condo. The one area which is neglected in a way, food is the most expensive thing we have. And in World War II, more people were qualified to handle food. They all had gardens, so it's the most expensive part of our living. But a lot of people had gardens, and but today everybody has to go to the store to get food. That's why it's so important, and a lot of people running out and so forth. So I think that people were more qualified, self-contained, to be self-contained. Everybody had a garden, and everybody raised the food, so it's not as critical there. The other thing is, I think it's the same. Like I volunteered the other day, I asked if I could do anything. I wrote the president and asked Dr. Fauci that I could do anything if they want me as a guinea pig. I volunteered. But I'm sure at 100 years old, I'm not going to get much out of me. But anyhow, but I did ask, and I said it's the same as taking a patrol out to no man's land. It's the same thing. So I like to volunteer to do anything I can to save the nation, because it's the greatest country on earth. We suffered with discipline, and I think it's helped. It's not a big shock. It's a shock, all right, because we're losing people day and night. But we're so disciplined that it doesn't hurt me in a way to stay here. I just accept it, and I'm staying in my room for the last 5 weeks without any hesitation, because I know what it is. But I think it's because of our training and discipline during the war. We went through so much. If we did it then, we can also do it now. But people must really abide by the rules, whatever the rules are, so we can maintain or contain it. And I told everybody, I said, this is the same as war. We have an enemy, even though they don't wear a uniform, and their locations are hard to find. Where in the war, at least we knew where the enemy was, and we searched him out. But this is really more difficult to handle. See, I think I'm more qualified than anybody. See, I came over at the age of 10. I came over from Italy, and Mussolini was in charge. And even at the age of 10, I know what oppression is. So I experienced all of that. So when I saw the Statue of Liberty, it meant more to me than most Americans who are born and raised here. So I appreciate the freedom that we have more than anyone else, and the youth must understand that without a service, we wouldn't have a country. Without the armed services, Army, Navy, whatever you have, Army, Navy, and Air Force, all of with that. I wish we had the everybody, the draft. I wish we had the draft so everybody could get a year of discipline. I think it would help. It helped their own be disciplined, going to work and so forth, and I think it'd be a good thing. But it costs too much. I guess that's the reason we don't have it. But everybody, either scouting or in the service, really they get so much out of it. All they do is, they can get a pattern of work, discipline to work, and appreciate America more. A lot of people I talk to, they think a lot of countries have the same freedom as we have, believe it or not. They just take it for granted that what we have it's everywhere. Well, it isn't. The other thing is when people go overseas to other countries and they come back and they boast about how nice the country was, this is something, I'm one of the few that mentioned it. It's not that they're there as a citizen of that nation. They're there as an American. And it's great to be an American overseas. You're an American, and you're a free American. And because of the way we're brought up, you're free over there, too. So when they come back and they boast, but they're not there as a citizen of that country. And that's something a lot of people mistake, when they come back. Of course, every country has beautiful scenery, good food, but they're not subject to the rules and laws, that's the same as their own citizens are. But they're traveling as an American, and it's a great feeling. Well, I would say to all the veterans to remember what they went through in the war, and that we must hold our edge up and be an example for the youth. And to just get a pattern and just try to keep busy and healthy and abide by the rules, but also have a chance to tell others, either young people or old people, what we went through, and that we'll come out of this. I know we'll win and we'll we'll lose a lot of people, but we will win the battle, and it just have to sacrifice in the meantime. And just get a schedule and do the same thing every day, and that way you'll keep busy and you keep a mind out for the bad stuff.